Good morning and welcome back. Today is Sunday School for September 27th, 2020. Our story is going to be based off of Matthew chapter 20, verses 23 through 32. Jesus and his friends had gone to Jerusalem. The big place that everyone went to worship was at the temple. People went there every day, all day. It was a noisy but interesting place to be. Ordinary people went there. Rich people went there. Poor people went there. Leaders went there. It was the place to go and worship God and learn from each other. It wasn't really surprising that Jesus and his friends decided to go to the temple. They spent time there worshiping God and talking with the people who were there. Jesus spent time teaching about the kingdom of God. Some of the leaders of the temple decided to come and ask Jesus a question about his teaching. They asked Jesus, "Who gave you the authority to teach the way you do about God? Who gave you the right to teach the people?" Jesus looked at them. He decided that he would answer with a question of his own. Jesus asked them, "Here's a question for you. You remember the baptism that John did? Was that baptism from God, or was that baptism from people?" This had the leaders completely confused. They gathered just out of Jesus' hearing. Some of them said, "If we say from God, then Jesus will ask us why we don't believe what he teaches. If we say from people, then all those who follow John and think of him as one of God's prophets will be angry with us. What are we going to do?" The leaders stood around and argued amongst themselves for quite a while. They finally came to a decision. One of the leaders said to Jesus, "We just do not know." Then Jesus said, "Then I do not have the answer to your question." Jesus looked at the people standing around listening to all of this in the temple. He said to him, "Let me tell you a story. Once there was a man who had 2 sons. He had a garden that needed some work done in it. The man went up to the first son and said, 'Son, please go out to the garden and work there for the day.' His son said, 'No, I don't want to do that today.' Later on, the son thought about it and realized that he should do what his father asked him to do. The father went to his second son and said, 'Son, please go out to the garden and work there for the day.' His son said, 'Sure, I will be happy to go and do that.' However, he never went to do the work. So Jesus asked those who were listening, "So who did what his father asked him to do?" The people listening to him said, "The first son." Jesus said, "I will tell you this. Those who the leaders think are the lowest will make it into God's kingdom before they do. For they heard God speaking through John when they did not. They have God speaking through me when they did not. It is time for everyone to change their lives like they did." So today's activity is actually to find something today or this week that you can do to be a helper. If we were in person, I probably would have had you draw your own hand, have it cut it out, and write some things down that you could take home with you to check off each week. We're not going to do that during while this is virtual, but what I'd like you to do is I want you to be a helper. I want you to find a way that you can help anyone, whether it's mom, dad, sister, brother, but I want you to be able to help someone. And I want you to be able to help without being asked. Have mom or dad take a picture or note or just send us an email showing us or telling us what you did to be a helper in any way that you could. Take a picture, post it on the St. Peter Facebook page. Send it to us at the email of stpeterparisheducation@gmail.com. But we want to know, what things are you doing to be a helper this week that you can do the teachings that are good in this world and that people deserve to learn and know. And you know what? Maybe somebody will ask you, who led you to be able to do this? And maybe you'll be able to say, who led you to do good things. So be a helper. Find something to do that helps somebody else. Before we leave today, before I let you go, I would like you to consider to be helpful and whatnot throughout this world. And with the things going on, I think it would be a great thing to do. But remember, when you're strong because He's there for you. So we are strong when we are weak, and we're brave when we are scared. Make sure that He's there and with you. Be humble when you're victorious, and even in loss, always count on Him. I found a song this week that kind of resonated with me, and its song is called Earth to God. I'm going to play it here, or put the link actually in the presentation for you to see. You can actually pull it up on YouTube, and it's called Earth to God by John Rich. Just in today's time, I think saying a little prayer, he kind of does it in a song. And I thought maybe it'll be something good and fun to listen to. All right, take care, my friends, and I will see you next week. Bye.